my journey as a student and IB King. I've got a pretty good list of stuff that I'm going to go over, just read down the list pretty much. If you hear my brother or family in the background, please excuse them. They're a little chaotic today. So first we're going to start at elementary and just go down the list: elementary, middle school, high school. So first of all, elementary school wasn't well behaved. Didn't make necessarily the greatest of grades, but I went to school because I like to hang out with my friends for the most part. Elementary school, first through fifth grade, was pretty chaotic. First, third grade, and fifth grade were pretty rough years, in my honest opinion. Within middle school, moved on. Well, the schoolwork in middle school was pretty easy for the most part. Didn't have any homework really. It was rare to have homework. Still not very well behaved. Didn't know how to keep my hands to myself and not keep my mouth closed. So working on that a little bit to this day. But eighth grade year was actually my first year without going to ISS. So that can sum it up for you. Study habits were still not there. Didn't acquire those in middle school. Just found some good friends again, middle school and elementary school, or just me going to school because I wanted to hang out with my friends. Knew I wanted to go to college when I was in middle school though. Had my mind set on that. Didn't really have any other options. We got to high school. So ninth grade year. Ninth grade year was actually my first year without a referral. Yeah, believe it or not. So obviously my behavior was better. It went by pretty fast. Not a lot happened. Ninth grade year. Grades were still good. It's really all that mattered to me because I made my mom happy, and as long as my mom happy, I wasn't in trouble. And that's really all I try to do is avoid trouble. But it always somehow loops back around. So 10th grade year, pretty boring to be honest. I just kind of sat here thinking about what I did my 10th grade year. Nothing much came up in my head. So same old, just went with the routine, kind of went with the flow. Still was trying to get good grades. Homework was becoming a more regular thing, but still avoiding to do it because, I had better things to do. I had sports. I was trying to look for a job. I was doing everything but my schoolwork. Schoolwork was just a class thing. To me, school was school and home was home. So if I was at home, I didn't have to do my schoolwork. And if I was at school, then I didn't have to worry about anything else but school at the time. So, I don't know, it's kind of weird. That's how my brain worked. Anyways, 10th grade year, we started getting introduced to IB and all this stuff and trying to figure out what you're going to do after high school. And for me, I was like, well, I'm only in 10th grade. Why do I need to be worried about this? It's like 4 years from now. So anyways, 11th grade. This is when the IB came in. Instantly, IB was the toughest, roughest thing I've ever seen, especially because I had no type of study habits and my work ethic was just not there. It was all right, but it wasn't where it needed to be. So from the get-go, I started struggling. My grades were getting affected. My home life was being affected because of my grades. And all this while I'm trying to maintain sports and my life in general. It goes on. Pretty much the same thing though. Struggling. And then homework was becoming an everyday thing. So that had to change. And I tried my best to change that, but that's kind of hard. It's hard to break bad habits, especially when you've had your whole life. So that pretty much flipped my world upside down. I didn't know what to do, like how to fix that, because I hated it. I hated coming home and then having to continue to do schoolwork and then not really getting a break and then repeating it the next day. So then, with IB, I was managing sports and work on top of that. Plus, 11th grade year is kind of when you need to start being on top of your stuff in order to go to the colleges you want to go to. And I kind of took that for granted, and I didn't exactly do that. So I started struggling even more because when I realized that the college that I wanted to go to was a lot harder to get into than I thought, or at least I thought I had it until I started doing bad and started struggling. So all that kind of just hit me like a Mack truck, to be honest. So I didn't know what to do. I was struggling, and all of this stress and chaos on top of regular life was just like too much for me. I've never been like that stressed out about something. Usually I keep my life as stress free as possible because I know that once stress comes in your life, then it's just total chaos. You don't know what to do because you're worried about one thing when you need to be worried about another. But then, so that was pretty much 11th grade year. 12th grade this year. This year is when I can truly say I found my study habits. I started getting on top of my work. I was more concerned about my grades. I was passionate to go to school. I realized that school was not the worst place to be, and I could be in worse positions, but I'm at school getting a better education to further my future. So that was what really got me motivated and the fact that college is, this is the time you need to start applying for colleges. I knew all of this stuff was starting to all pile on top of each other, so slowly I just started knocking the pile down by down, slowly by slowly, bit by bit. And then basically I just found my inner self, my good self, the person that I've always wanted to be. I'll put it that way. So then I used that as motivation, and every day, or when I came home, I didn't feel like doing homework. I was tired after sports. It was late, game day, or anything. I just, sit there, think to yourself, I'm doing this. I'm sitting here on my phone, but I've got lots of work I could be doing. I could either continue to sit on my phone, or I could go get some work done and feel productive. Call it a productive day. I don't like to waste days. I wasted days like just useless. Like why you waste a day? Go out there and do something. Be productive for yourself. Self motivation is really what gets me going. So basically, so when I found my study habits, I started working harder. I realized what I have, what I don't have. That's another thing. I started going to get what I didn't have, so I didn't have to worry about not having, whatever. But yeah, anyways, that's pretty much my scholastic journey, and as well as being an IB candidate. Well, I guess I'll mention I did start as the diploma, in the diploma side of IB, but then junior year was when I started struggling and everything got so hectic. I didn't know what I was doing. I was lost. I was just not in a good position. So I had dropped the diploma, as well as I found out that some colleges really don't care if you have a diploma rather than a candidate or like a certificate. Not candidate, certificate. So then I just dropped the diploma, just getting my certificates. I just pretty much dropped biology, and that's about it. But then come to find out that I could have got basically a free diploma because of this whole virus. So, that's a little backstabbing, but you gotta take it. And roll with the punches. And anyways, I'm fine with my certificates because that's all I wanted in the first place. But yeah, so this year, it's a pretty hectic year. Great way to finish the senior year. Staying at home, doing work, all in the house. Prison, basically. This is prison. This is worse than school. I'd rather be at school. But, yeah, that is pretty much my journey as a student and IB candidate. Basically, all summed up. At first, I didn't have my stuff together. It took me a while. It took me too long to get my stuff together. But once I did, I realized that I would have been a lot better off if I did have it all together in the first place. And thanks to IB, I'm more prepared for life. I'm ready to handle the stress of life. I know that I need to better time manage myself and put my priorities my priorities first rather than just fun activities that I like to do. So yeah, that was pretty much it. That's my journey again. Thank you.